Good morning students. Today we will start our Python course and this is the very first class of our Python course and this is just introduction to Python. So in this class we will cover what is the basic module of the course, how we will progress and what are the things we are going to offer you in this course and what are the just very basic applications of Python, why Python is so much popular, what are the basic applications of Python, in which field Python is being used, and obviously a very brief history of Python. So let's get started. First, we will discuss what we will cover, what we are going to cover in this course. Actually, in this course, first I will provide you lectures, online video lectures, some assignments, and obviously some quiz. And while we are in the verge of completion of the course, we will start to do projects. First, very small projects, and then we will increase the complexity of the level. If you solve the small projects, then that will boost up your confidence. Then you will be able to solve a bit complicated projects too. Because Python is a very much popular language today, you can use it in various fields, and obviously while you are going to a campus interview, that is going to help you, that is actually immensely that will help you. So first let us start the course. Now see, introduction to Python. First we will discuss what are the basic features of Python. The features of Python will include the first of all, it is a multi-purpose language. It has a various ranges of applications. Now it is a general purpose language. Now what are the various ranges of applications? The application ranges will include suppose a neural network, data science, deep learning, machine learning. Now, in case of artificial intelligence, it has a huge application in artificial intelligence. Now, while we are talking about data science, suppose the data analysis. Now, what is the data analysis? You can understand it with a very common example. Suppose you want to visit to a certain place. Suppose you want to visit to Darjeeling, and you want to search for some good hotels in Darjeeling. Now how will you search? You will go to some traveling websites, and in those websites you will search for good hotels in Darjeeling, and according to your budget they will show you the hotels, right? Now suppose after you are searching 2 or 3 websites like that. Now after that, if you go to some other online platform, then you can see that suppose you are logging into you are logging into Facebook, or you are logging into Instagram. After that, then if you will come to see that they are showing you relevant ads, hotels in Darjeeling. Now how those people are knowing that you are interested in hotels in Darjeeling? Actually, when you have searched data, you have searched that particular topic, that is hotels in Darjeeling, in some other websites, then they have analyzed your data, right? And accordingly, they are showing you the relevant ads afterward. So this is data analysis. Now Python is having a very good application in this field. Now data science also including handling of data handling, because nowadays there is everything, the most of the things in our life is going to be online. Online shopping, online marketing, then various online websites, various platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Google's, and your YouTube, online lectures, everything is there. So everything is going to be online. A huge market is there. So everybody is posting, so a huge data. These platforms, they have to handle with a huge data, right? So data handling nowadays is a big challenge for this kind of platforms. So that is why also Python is very much popular in field of data handling. Not that small users, giant users like Google, Facebook, they are also Instagram, Meta, they are also using Python as their language. Either they are using that in the main language or as supporting language, but Python is very much popular in field of data science, data handling like that, data handling, data analysis like that. Now, Another field is artificial intelligence. Now in artificial intelligence, what is artificial intelligence? Actually in artificial intelligence, scientists are trying to mimic human intelligence, right? So some coding is required. So as Python program is very simple, Python is a very much simple code rather compared to some other programming languages. Python is very simple code. So scientists, researchers, they are also using Python for their research purpose or their development purpose, because a scientist he doesn't need to know the complicated programming language starting from the scratch, right? That is not his purpose. The purpose is to develop the model for certain specific scientific or technological applications. So for that they need some simpler model, right? They need some simpler programming language so that the programming complexity doesn't go by far. So they are also using Python. Scientists, researchers, they are also using Python in various scientific and technological development fields like artificial intelligence, machine learning, like that, this type of fields. So that is why Python is becoming so much popular nowadays. But Python is not a new language. Mind one thing, Python, the concept of Python is quite old. It came in 1989. But nowadays it is being popular so much because of its wide ranges of applications in various fields. That is why today we are coming to know the Python language, the name Python language so much. It is so much popular nowadays. Now the next is, it is open source, right? Now what is the open source language? Anybody can access and anybody can contribute in that language. Anybody can contribute in the library of that language. So what is a library? In a programming language, the library consists of some predefined codes, some predefined commands, some predefined suppose files and functions like that, so that whenever we require, rather than writing the program from the scratch, we can use those predefined libraries, those predefined functions, commands, those predefined libraries we can call and we can use. So that when a researcher is doing his research, suppose he require a small portion for certain application, he doesn't need to write it from the scratch, rather than he can use it from the library. And as Python is the open source language, in open source language anybody can access it, anybody can contribute to the language. So it has a very rich library. Anybody can contribute to the development of the language. They can develop some code, they can develop some function, they can contribute in the library of that of that particular language. So it has a very rich library in this way, right? Now, and you can access Python by your own. It is not at all a paid version. It is an open source language. Now the next it is a interpreted language. It is not a compiled language, it is an interpreted language. So obviously that is easier to learn for anybody. And it is object oriented language, right? Now when it is an object oriented language, it's suppose functional and procedural too, but it is an object oriented language. But keep one thing in mind, that though Python is an object oriented language, it is not coming from Java, right? Because the concept of Python is older than Java. So it is not coming from Java. Many students are confused that Python is a successor of Java, but it is not that. Python is not a successor of Java, but Python also supports object-oriented language. So these are the important features of Python, and one important thing is it is very much easier to learn and write. The coding is very much simple. Like suppose I want to print that my name is Banhi. So if I want to print my name is Banhi in C, you need to write libraries, you need to declare your libraries, void mains, then several parentheses and all these things. But in Python, it is very simple. Just print. If I want to print Banhi, print Banhi. That's it. Print Banhi. That's it. That is the language is very much simple to learn and to code. Anything you can code very easily in Python. So these are some important features in Python. Now next we will concentrate in a very brief history of Python. Actually, as I said that Python is very much, Python is not a new language. It was first, the concept of Python came in 1989 and it was developed by a Dutch programmer in Netherlands, right? He is alive still, and he developed Python. Guido van Rossum, the name of the programmer is Guido van Rossum, and he developed Python first in 1989 during his Christmas holidays. Right? Actually, he wanted to get him occupied in certain applications, development of certain new language, and he developed Python during his Christmas holidays in 1989 first. At that time, he was working in CWI, Cranium Visconde and Informatica, and he was working on some projects, Amoeba, some distributed, that was depending upon the distributed operating system, and he was using a language that is called ABC programming language. So actually you can say that Python is a successor of ABC programming language, because Guido van Rossum, he done a very intelligent thing. He took some features, he took syntax of ABC programming language. But what was the problem in ABC programming language? It was not extendable. So as he could not extend ABC programming language, he thought to develop something new, some new language. So from that he developed Python, right? And the first version of Python came in 1994, and Guido van Rossum, he decided to make it open source, so as I have said, so anybody can contribute in the language, and the language becomes a very rich one, the library becomes a very rich one. So the first version of Python was developed in 1994, and that was version 1.0, Python 1.0 version, right? Now in 2000 they developed version 2.0. In 2008 they developed 2008 version 3.0, right? And they decided that they will stop supporting version 2.0, and from that onwards version 3.3 is in the market, and it has several versions like 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, and the latest version is 3.12. That was coming that came on just in the last year, that is 2023, and in October 2024 2030 version 3.13 is going to come, and the latest version is 3.12, version 3.12. This is the latest version of Python, and everything we will do in this version, we will download this version and we will do our programming, our coding in 3.12 only, right? And that thing we will cover in the next class, how to download the Python code, how to download the compiler, and how to start our coding. We will do our first program in the next class. We will download the Python compiler and we will start doing our program, right? In this particular version only, 3.12, right? Now another interesting thing is why he decided the name Python, right? Actually Guido van Rossum, he wanted a unique name, right? A very unique name. It should be short, it should be specific, it should be unique and a bit mysterious. At that time he was fond of a TV show in BBC, and that is Monty Python's Flying Circus. Okay, that was a very popular show and he was a fan of that show. So he took the name Python. It is Python. I pronounce it as Python, but he took the name Python from that TV series, Monty Python Flying Circus. Python. He took the name from that, right? And he's still working. He's still developing the language. So this is a very brief introduction on Python programming, and in the next class what we will do, we will start doing our coding in Python. We will first download our 3.12, this version of Python, And we will first do a very simple code, that is to print, just to print hello world or to print your name. And just I want to make you familiar with the language first, then we will increase the complexity, right? So be with us. Thank you. In the next class only, tomorrow only, we will start doing Python coding. Thank you.